Hello, well today we're going to look at a part of the New Forest where the heathland is going to be restored. About 50 years ago, an area which is marked in red there was planted with Corsican pine, something that you certainly wouldn't do today. Heathland is very much more precious than we used to think it was. The trees, I'm just counting some of the rings there. Some of the bigger trees are about 50 years old. It was planted, I think, in about 1970. I do remember it before the trees were there, and it was a lovely sloping area of heathland. The contractors have made a loading area, and they've protected the ground from heavy disturbance, and big lorries will be coming in here and gradually taking away these great big logs. It's quite a large area, and what I'm quite excited about is actually getting back lost landscape, because there will be some lovely views now over the Matley passage. There's a bogland there, and then there's woods of Denny rises above that. Heathland is a very important habitat. There's very little lowland heathland left in Western Europe. Indeed, the New Forest actually has 75% of all the lowland heath that is left in Europe. So it's a very rare habitat indeed, and all the associated creatures and plants that live in that habitat. Even in this raw state with timber lying around, you can see that the landscape has come back almost instantly. This view would never have been seen while the conifer was there. There is still more conifer to come out of this block. This is looking at the area that they've already felled. As we look back, we see what is left of the enclosure, and as you can see, it is a solid block of Corsican pine. Hopefully they'll remove this as soon as possible, just continue right the way through the block. I'm hoping that it's not left for another year, because these hard edges definitely destroy the beauty of the landscape. Now, the one thing I'm looking at now is the ridge and furrow, because on some sites when they plant with conifer, especially if it's a wet site, they have to plough up large ridges to plant the conifer on top of the ridges. But because this was a sloping site, fairly dry, from what I can see, the ridge and furrow is very, very slight. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little look at the beginning of a restoration in the New Forest. I always find it rather exciting to see landscape come back, and this side of the ridge will hopefully in a few years look like the other side of the ridge, which you can see in this picture here. Well, if you found this short video interesting, please click a like and maybe subscribe. Don't forget, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. You just get a chance to see another video later on. Goodbye for now.